What is up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie Mel back again on my Soapbox channel to give you guys yet another video. Today I'm going to be talking about mixed signals and how you can avoid putting yourself in a situation that is ultimately probably not going to be beneficial to you or just going to be misleading altogether, and how to maintain connections if possible with this kind of behavior. So I'm going to start off with a personal story that I went through recently. I feel like I handled this really well, and I think that it's yielding results that I feel like are optimal, you know? So basically, I've been hanging out with a guy that I've known for some time, but haven't known super closely, but like we went to the same school at one point, and you know, we started hanging out and going out to eat a lot, and just I found out that he doesn't live too far, so it's just like if he's off work, like he'll offer to take me out to a Taco Tuesday, or we'll go out to some restaurants if he's off and stuff like that. And during this time, you know, he's been paying for everything. So I think about after a month of like maybe hanging out at least once a week, maybe sometimes twice a week, I decided to go ahead and talk to him and ask him, you know, what are your intentions for this connection? Because I just felt like I was gaining so much that, you know, just in fun, and you know, I've been enjoying, I'm going out, and I just didn't know, because it's like we weren't speaking to each other, and don't really speak to each other in a way like a couple would or anything. It's more like friendly. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't taking advantage, and that like I knew what his true intentions were. Like, are you courting me? Are you just nice and you have the extra money and you don't mind taking me out to eat because it's valuable for you? Like, you know, I just wanted to get the tea. I really wanted to know, like, what's the 411, you know? Not because I necessarily was just wanting something, but it's just like I feel like it's important to be clear. Like, after you spend a certain amount of time with someone, especially if it's someone of the opposite sex, and they're like paying and like offering to do things for you, even giving gifts and stuff like that, I feel like it's important for you to kind of clarify at some point, like, you know, what is this to you? What do you mean? What does all this mean from you? Like, is this just the kind of friend that you are? Are you wanting more? Are you courting me because you potentially want to date me? Is this like, what's the tea? So he proceeds to tell me that basically like he just is a very generous person, and that he doesn't want anything serious, or he's not looking for a partner or a relationship, because he just got out of something not too long ago. It's a little while ago, but still, like, I guess he's still like healing from the last situation. And I felt like, okay, that's really great. Like, you know, feel like that's really noble. I definitely would want someone only courting me if they felt like they were ready to pursue something, or, you know, or at least even if they weren't trying to be in a relationship, being open and honest about what it is that they do expect, so I can either accept or decline based upon what I'm getting out of the situation. So then I just, you know, I accept that. He basically was just like, yeah, all I'm really wanting is just for us to keep hanging out and like to have a good time together and to keep the good vibes. So I'm like, I can do that. Another week or so goes by, and like he ends up giving me some gifts. Like, it didn't cost him anything, but it's just stuff that he gave to me that was useful. Even gave me some brand new items for like my shop and stuff like that. They didn't charge me for any of it, just gave me like some brand new items. And I was just like, you know, is there anything that I can give to you? Because one thing about it is I am a giver, I've been a giver, and I think it would have been nice if the people that I was interacting with at some points asked me, like, you know, is there anything that I could do for you? Because like I like to be in reciprocal situations. We don't have to maybe give the same thing, but I do want to be aware if there's anything that I could do for that person. If this person is doing so much for me, you're taking me out all the time, you're available, you're being generous with your time, you're giving me things. So I just asked one more time, like, you know, is there anything that I could give to you? You know, just to show that I am willing to have a reciprocal exchange in some way. But, you know, he said no, like basically that my time and my energy and just being around is enough. So I accepted. I'm like, okay, I could keep giving you good vibes, I could keep showing up, I'm enjoying this is fun. So from there, a few weeks, everything is fine, we've been hanging out or whatever. Then after that, he proceeds to ask me, he tells me one day that, oh, I have some massage oil, I found some massage oil, I'm down if you are, type thing. And I'm just like, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because it's just like, one, I have been very adamant on trying to be clear about what it is that is wanted out of the situation. And even though that's not like outright like sexual, I'm trying to filter my words for YouTube or whatever, but even though it's not like explicitly asking me for like the full situation, I feel like that would have been a good time before, even if it made him uncomfortable, to be honest about if he wanted something more as far as even physically. I would have appreciated it, because then that gives me the opportunity to be like, I don't really feel that way. Let me pull back so you don't feel like I'm using you or anything like that. Because if you're expecting this, then, and I'm not willing to do that or be that for you, then I want to know so I can, you know, move accordingly to keep things positive or whatever. But basically, this was my response to that. I said, oh, I hope I mentioned, oh yeah, I did mention that he originally said he wasn't looking for anything serious or not a relationship or anything like that, and that he basically only just wanted to be friends. So then I reminded him of that, and I told him that since you are not looking for anything serious, or you're not open or willing to build anything, then I don't feel like I feel comfortable with like getting that close to you physically and having physical contact. And to his credit, he's been a really great guy, so he didn't take offense to it. He was just like, I totally respect that. So that's a way that I feel like if you feel like there's any mixed signals going on, one, I suggest that you should take your time. You should always be open and willing to ask questions about the intentions of the situation, and also be clear about what your boundaries are. So if, for example, you know that you're clear that you want to have a relationship before you are doing anything that's sensual, or that you're just looking for a relationship, a committed partnership in general, and you're not really looking to do like a friends with benefits sort of thing, you need to be clear about that so that you can communicate that and act accordingly. Because what I could have done if I was in the situation to where I felt attracted to this person, I could have took that and been like, okay, like he's trying to make a move, let me make a move. Or let me be open to it, because there's a potential that he might change his mind. Like, don't ever act on what you think somebody might change their mind, because when somebody says something, whether it's true or not, whether they're fronting or not, doesn't matter. Take what they say at face value and act accordingly to what was said. So for me, I'm not really interested in doing anything that's like friends with benefits unless it's like extremely beneficial to me. If I feel like it's not, if I could take it or leave it, I'm good, because ultimately I would rather have a committed relationship and partnership that I could build off of. So if you're like me, don't listen to someone say that they don't want anything or they're not looking for anything serious, then proceed to take things further in hopes that someone's going to change their mind. That never works. And if it does work, you know, it's very slim to none. Listen to what people are saying and not how they're acting, and act accordingly, because then if anything needs to be addressed, you can simply just say, this is what I'm looking for, you're looking for something different. And then you can find a middle ground to where you're not compromising your mental health, your sanity, you're not guessing about where you stand with someone, you're not putting yourself in a potential situation to where you could get hurt and, you know, think that something else is going to happen that may never happen. Simply just take the words, have the conversation. That's the first part. Whether they bring it up or you bring it up, have the conversation, be honest about what you want, and also be clear on what their expectations are. Like, and then if they don't align, tailor your actions and the way that you show up in the connection to what is good for you, and do not compromise on that, you know, because I feel like if there was a situation where you did want to have a relationship with someone, I feel like you're more likely to get it if you actually stand firm on what your expectations are or what your goals are. So if you are in someone who wants a committed relationship, choosing not to interact with people who don't want to enter in a relationship is going to, one, leave you emotionally available for someone else. If someone else comes along who actually wants what you want, you're not entangled with someone who doesn't want what you want. because that does sometimes affect your ability to receive love from other people, because you're so intertwined in this other person's world who's already told you that they don't want that. So listen to their words no matter what their actions say. And then also, it's just in general, even with that same person, if that person knows that in order to get what they want from you, they're going to have to step up to a certain level of commitment, they're more likely to do that if you stand firm in what you want instead of stooping down to what they want. Because once they realize that they could get what they want out of you without having to meet you and meet your standards, you'll probably never ever get a good solid situation out of that. It's not impossible, but I just wanted to share that because younger me could have really like benefited from hearing this conversation. So this is basically my letter to my younger self about mixed signals. Like, don't accept mixed signals. Be clear about what this person says that they want and act accordingly, regardless of how you feel about it. And even don't be afraid to break it off. I feel like for this situation, I haven't had to break it off because even after me being clear that like that's a boundary for me that I'm not going to be crossing, this person has continued to show up and be a stand-up guy, and we still hang out and we still talk pretty much almost every single day. So clarity is everything. Be clear on your end, be clear about what has been said and expressed on the other end, regardless of actions, and I feel like you really can't go wrong. Stand your ground, know what you want, and don't accept less. It's really that simple. Don't accept something that you don't want, because when you accept something, that's basically telling the universe, it's telling the other person that this is your standard now. So if you lower your standard and you decide that instead of going for a committed relationship, you're going to go with a friends with benefits situation, the only person that's really going to suffer is you, because you decided to abandon yourself in what you needed to have a peace of mind and to be happy and healthy, and you decided to stoop down to what someone else wanted for whatever reason. You never have to do that. You never have to do that. Be okay with waiting it out. Be okay with waiting it out, whether you feel like it's waiting out with that person or waiting it out until someone comes along who wants what you want. Okay, never compromise on things like that, because it doesn't end well, and usually the person who does all the compromising is usually the one who ends up hurt in the end. Okay, so that's the video for today. If you guys like videos like this and you guys want to know like more about the things that I've learned over my course of dating over the years, and you guys like this kind of wisdom, then definitely let me know by giving this video a huge thumbs up. Also, get down in the comments and let me know, how do you guys handle mixed signals? Have you got in the whole like trying to decide how someone feels and being unclear? Have you ever got into a bad situation with mixed signals? Let me know down below. Share your stories. Let's talk to each other. Let's commune with each other, and basically be a big happy family. Make sure you subscribe and become a reoccurring cutie if you want to see my face again. As I always say, posh and stay cute. I'll see you guys the next time. Mwah.